Let me explain something to you. How do you know that the gang stalkers have connections with Freemasons, and how do you know that these people are gang? I mean, who are Freemasons themselves? All right, this is how you know. Um, you have some activists, some people who speak the truth, who dare to speak the truth against government's will, against people who don't want to hear the truth anymore, right? And you can tell that the gang stalkers have connections with the Freemasons because when you challenge the news media, when you challenge the government, when you challenge the police and so many so many different professional fields that these people work in, and you challenge those individuals who work in those professional fields, you can tell that the gang stalkers have connections with Freemasons by reason. For example, you can do research, right? And then you can be an activist or a person who tells the truth. And then you consult Barack Obama. You tell him, okay, look here. You do not need to split Israel. If you split and divide Israel, America would come under a curse and it would be divided itself. Whatever you do to Israel is what's going to happen to the United States of America. Okay, so after that happened, then the person gets gang stalked. I know there was a couple of target individuals who said something, and they made a. I seen the YouTube video, and then they plead, and they wanted Barack Obama's help to set the target individuals free, but yet he was the one who set up this program to spy in upon and tap into people's phones to see what people do privately. You see, and listen in upon they gave the he gave the CIA and the NSA and the FBI and those corrupt individuals, because Barack Obama is the most evil president that have ever been, the most evil person who ever been president. And he was trying to bring out about the New World Order. And you got to think about how many people who have voted for Obama. Okay, and then there's a lot of gang stalkers. Don't you know? There's a lot of gang stalkers who voted for Obama. Okay, now, but they did not like it when people voted for Donald Trump, because that means that they're running opposition to the Freemason New World Order agendas and their ideals and the things they wanted to carry out, obviously, right? And then so they you can even challenge the news media, right? And then they send gang stalkers after people who speak the truth, right? And then there's some individuals who've been targeting individuals way longer than that, and then they finally become awakened, and then they the wisdom and information that they have obtained and what they have learned, their knowledge transcend, which the it transcends what they actually know already. You see what I'm saying? And so, and the government hates people who tell the truth, because this system is full of corruption. America does not worship um they do not worship God. What they worship materials, they worship money, they worship themselves, they worship pleasure, they worship other people, they worship demons and devils. That's what they worship. They don't worship God in heaven. And America has turned their back on God a long time ago. And now this nation is never going to be like the way it was before. Okay? and it's going to fulfill it. It's going to fulfill Revelation chapter 17 and 18. And I would actually show the prophecies about Barack Obama that a Christian individual have prophesied. That is exactly correct. That's the effects that has took place on the within the United States of America. Doesn't matter what Donald Trump does. This nation is still going straight to hell either way. Every great empire falls, just like Babylon, just like Rome, just like the city of Atlantis was a very mighty great empire, and then that empire fell. That was ruled by very ancient, very advanced technological people who used to exist a long time ago. And the government, some of them, not all of them, some of them are Freemasons. And these Freemasons, just like you have the people, some of the people who are FBI individuals, some of them are Freemasons. Some of the CIA individuals are part of, who have been initiated into Freemasonry. Same thing with the NSA. Same thing with DHS. Many other others that I have not mentioned. And then when even the news media, some of the people who do the news reporting and stuff like that, some of those people are Freemasons, and they hate the truth which you speak, which is why Donald Trump have called them out and said, okay, that these this particular news secular industry or whatever is fake news, and he knows about that. And it's a lot of fake people. There's a lot of evil people. There's some people who want to actually come up against Donald Trump, and they want to assassinate him right now. And then Donald Trump has put the United States of America in fear, and he put them in fear because he already know. I mean, I'm sorry, they already know the type of effects that's going to have up on the United States of America, and they didn't want to see any real change. The United States of America have voted for a president of change, which is Obama, but Obama was false change, but his change was not to better the United States of America. It is to destroy the United States of America and to bring about the New World Order. That's why he was actually kind of acting a little suspect and funny towards American people interests, good people here. Donald Trump, he's the opposite of Obama, and then they didn't like it. There was a lot of feminists who hate him. There's 200 witches who chanted curses against him. Once again, there was a person who tried to assassinate him and kill him. There was some gang stalkers who don't even like Donald Trump and wish he was dead. And that happened here, about the gang stalkers that happened here in Augusta, Georgia. And there's a lot of gang stalkers here in Augusta, Georgia, who wish Donald Trump's death, and they're not gonna come back. And they hate him, they despise him, absolutely. And that's how you know the type of evil forces that's behind and running the United States of America. You come across the wrong person and you speak the truth, and see what happens. And then that's the thing that's going to get individuals gang stalked, and then the person become a target individual for speaking the truth. And everything, what I have realized about target individuals, us target individuals, is when we speak the truth, the person become gang stalked, okay, by gang stalkers. Always get pressured and peer pressure, manipulated. They socially engineer society, and people are brain dead, brainwashed, okay. And these people are manipulated. I wish I can. I don't have enough time. I'll make another video about it immediately. I'm gonna explain how the way information is manipulated, because there is a certain way, a kind of way that these individuals manipulate information to put people in perpetual brainwash, and to get them to hallucinate that as a fact, when that's not a fact. It's just nothing but lies. And that's why there's some individuals who have unprogrammed themselves from the evil brainwashing machine that they actually have. Electronics back up the blasphemous technologies, especially the blasphemy technology, which is called the God machine. You can Google that up on the internet. If you're lucky to find it, it might be up on YouTube. It's called the God machine. There's so many other type of technologies that they use upon people to torment people, and it's like a science laboratory, and then they just viscerate people. They just torment them over and over again to break a person to submit up under the control of the system, so they can actually so they can have they little their weapons, human weapons, and then they that's what gang stalkers are. They're human weapons, and they so that way they can use them for whatever evil purposes that they use them for. It is not because that the person have done evil. The person who have done evil is the person who is who you can't see. I mean, you'll be able to see them eventually, but there's still some gang stalkers who still hiding behind the scene, and they don't want to reveal themselves because for the simple fact that some of these individuals are major players in manipulating people, and they promoted these individuals in higher positions, and they can't afford to have their main players who's really useful knocked out. All right. And those are the people who are behind the voices calling, hypnotizing people, turning people crazy, and all the other stuff. One moment the person is fine, the next moment the person just flips out and then lashes out against random people for no reason. And psychopathy is not something that a person is born with. It is bred. It is taught to people. They brainwash people to become psychopaths. Okay. But like I actually said, they have the agenda. The news media perpetuate lies and illusions and stuff. What you see up on TV is not real. There's nothing but a whole bunch of smoke screen, and it's just acting. Okay, that's why the news media individuals are called actors and actresses, right? It's just nothing but so they manipulate information upon a level which um which has something. It has a connection with Metal Gear, okay, and it has a connection with the military and how the way the military operate and manipulate information, okay, and news media, the secular media, they manipulate information. Well, every time when you turn up on TV, all your mind takes in is nothing but garbage, and it begins to operate based upon what you see and what you hear, and what you keep absorbing into your mind over and over again until you begin to have a false perception about reality. And reality doesn't rock that way. You see, reality is opposite of what they try to hypnotize people to believe, but it is the opposite of what they're trying to send people into trance. So that's why when they try to break free up out of this trance, this is how you know you're doing the right thing. You're doing you're doing the good thing, and the right thing is when you try to break yourself up out of that system. Because how the way what they have, part of the new world order is to turn people into robots, and they want people to be slaves. They don't want people to be people. They're already synthesizing people already, and people are not human. They don't act human anymore. They don't think human anymore. They just think very awkward, very insane. They turning people into psychopaths. And then so technically, this is a part of the new world order, and then this is just one of the Illuminati's goals and plans and stuff. They also want to inject people with diseases and stuff and try to kill out the population of people. Okay, they're going to manipulate the hospitals, and of course they're gonna have people killed. Martial law, that's a part of it as well. And they're also going to start World War III, and World War III is a part of the Freemason agenda in order to kickstart to officialize a new world order. They're going to roll out the tanks, and they're going to have they're going to siege the land. Robots will be used to control people and to make people miserable.